you are struggling to adjust to the time zone. Yeah, I know you're here with us, but it's really difficult, isn't it? Because some of the early gymnastics is happening very, very early, so you're having to head to the iPlayer and watch because you're coming on the sofa to talk about it as well. Let's just talk about the boys very briefly. What a fantastic start for England as well. And can you just assess the impact that Max Whitlock is having on the sport, especially for young boys who are interested in getting into gymnastics?
I think Max and also Niall is, they've both got huge followings, and the fact now that we've got so many role models for these young boys that are wanting to get into gymnastics. Obviously, we've always had female role models and little girls wanting to get involved, but I think Niall is really kind of showcasing our sport. Obviously, Max winning 2 Olympic golds is doing an amazing job for our sport as well. So hopefully there's lots of young boys, young girls watching out there today that have seen our gymnasts do so well and think, do you know what, I'd quite like to have a go at that sport, and basically find a local club and get down and have a go.
Absolutely. And given the success of 2014 and also with the Olympics as well, there were spikes right across the home nations, weren't there, in the number of clubs and the number of young people who wanted to go into gymnastics, and that is just absolutely wonderful. And when you see Max, for example, going on to BBC Sports Personality of the Year as well and being interviewed, suddenly you realise that actually that may be for me.
Yeah, and it's great. You see so many smaller gym clubs now starting to set up because they can just see the passion that people have for our sport and people really want to have a go at it. We can always do more, we can always create more venues, but for me, I go around the gym opening lots of gym clubs, and I see the passion, I see the enthusiasm of the individuals that are creating these clubs and the coaches that are there. They just want to give the opportunity to these young gymnasts to have a go at it. And do you know what? If we don't expose it to them, they'll never find out about it. They'll never know whether they like it or not. My theory is always have a go. If you like it, great. If you don't, do you know what? Go and try a different sport. I tried so many different sports before I realised gymnastics was kind of my one, and it got me to sleep at night.
I was talking to a gymnastics coach recently because my daughter's at a club, and it was like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and I said, how much more you got to do? She went, oh, we'll be done by about 10:30 tonight. The hours they put in is just amazing.
Yeah, I mean, there's just so much demand for it, so a lot of the clubs will open as many hours as they can to allow more gymnasts to get through the door, to give that exposure to the children in the local areas to have a go at it. But every gymnastics coach around the country is just so passionate about giving children the opportunity, and that enthusiasm really carries through to the gymnasts. As long as they're enjoying it, they're having fun, for me that's the main thing. Because
it is still a big challenge, isn't it? Because, here in the UK there is so much emphasis on football, on rugby union and cricket. It's very hard for sports like gymnastics just to squeeze in, especially into schools.
Yeah, and I think we've made huge strides over the past, especially since London. We really saw a spike after London, and then obviously with the success of the Rio Games, there's been another huge spike in it. And things like the Commonwealth Games is only going to do so much more for our sport, and to see the likes of Nicole Burns out competing for her home nation, it's great because it'll then inspire the next younger generation there. They'll go, oh wow, she's done it, why can't I? So if you've got the role models there, you've got the people saying, look, you can do it, then why not do it?
Yeah, and in Tasia's case, she's 15 years old. People at home are thinking, what was I doing when I was 15?
Yeah.